Yeah, my name is Calipos, the only boss with one S. Happy New Month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of TapTapSend. People, TapTapSend is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana, if you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download TapTapSend on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on TapTapSend.
TapTapSend. Send more, spend less.
Okay, it was your former about SBTV Africa. So 5:30 sharp and Friday. Thank God it's Friday. When it's a Friday, Basedia. We're a live show into questions and answers. I name lawyer wisdom akao. Michiamu SBTV Africa, the voice of the community. When it's a 5:30 Fridays be an ayana here the achechre we ba many UK immigration lawyer wisdom akao and lawyer Francis Omabeka Ensa was saying to questions be I'm share live on Facebook SBTV Africa page on Facebook and as also now share the YouTube no so SBTV Africa videos no dey be bring na ba 5:30 say Fridays say and live into questions and answers into say won't mean type of question mema mo ene say na me can last time you know me the numbers na beto me number na to our question be obesa obisa lawyer send a voice note back short one question time no do about 6 mo kwa me bie na ya kan mo questions no na mo amoso betimi send a voice note mo betimi dey aba numbers no so number na me the number na ba to screen so send e be ya ubetimi ayeden asend me WhatsApp only WhatsApp voice note and send me message or a WhatsApp voice note for this particular show. Only voice so mean type everything I type bra or back in kind more follow and the no money bobi so I new I feel na ni abo your platform no so into make sure so be like over share over subscribe share my down for be no me join here Amazing Grace welcome and Oscar so welcome go straight na me ni minister lawyer wisdom abek online na me ni lawyer wisdom akao embra lawyer
DJ
akwaba o
yeah to say
nyanya do yo na last week the only esimo
last week na michiobia michia opa why come upon hey DJ
sir
unya easy
my phone me now you na mo bia dey your team no sleep me I dey sleep o na me yen tell you cry bo cry that quite me family cry normal I don't US the people say nyame dey tire o the content we are dey bring be fire
is rapid fire
me production team ni push me sir e be work na my brain na me say we still go do up it me no na so also my find the nyame ase
last week because of some commitments being soon I'll say Jumani yeah mom so as I say a pet time ebusiano so as we go along.
Okay.
Apologies to the listeners.
Nice one. So no ba into lawyer Francis Beba.
They be again because and then so another commitment to
internet me no open one-on-one.
One-on-one for 1 hour.
I am deja. O say ene ye hwe den ka che.
Ye pese ye hwe ekwaya eda ho a obi betimi di ne ba aba UK ha. Say ma UK outside the UK. Ways to bring your child to the UK. We want to look at all of that. Say, either say we are British citizen who are indefinite leave to remain, and now 2.5 years in poor. A crime soon over fact, Eddie ma Ghana, Eddie Abba. And now not just Ghana, but anywhere in the world. If we are Ghana, who was South Africa, who was Kenya, who was Zimbabwe, our person Eddie ma Ebano. A crime soon over to me a fact, Eddie Emofrano, Eddie Abba. Depending on it's not one. You better share all those options. But before Meko and Usono, there were a few updates with regards to younger year 10-year route Nusono. Emran was also 10-year route so we switch ako 5-year route Nuso. To the extent that and so we are 10 years no answer no manya we indefinite. We switch from the 10 years to the 5 years ubetime anya wasitna under that provision. Nipa bebree ayama nipa bebree no yediom started from the 10-year route, then they switch to the 5-year route. Now there are 5 requirements. We have RIFEA, and no, the R stands for relationship, immigration, financial, English, and then accommodation. So krom ha na sa ubese wu na unni immigration na just ubese wu no no so we are application be a over to the 10-year route so because you haven't satisfied all the requirements under the rules. The relationship requirement may be satisfied, but immigration is not satisfied, financial is not satisfied, English language is not satisfied, and also probably you meet the accommodation. In that case, I'm going to Uber to the 10-year route. The only time I Uber me switch from the 10-year route to the 5-year route is you meet all the requirements that I have just mentioned, RIFEA. You meet all those 5 requirements. Now, so ometi all those requirements, relationship, when you're bano and awuba more relationship, with the equal school, Copernicus school, GP, you have letter to prove that. Who are immigration to say I'm out 2.5 years, or sir, you meet that requirement, or 2.5 years. F, financial requirements. In other words, to say no to me yejuma. So when you sit now we yejuma mpua, won't me fan cancer because you were not supposed to be working anyway. And when you sit now we yejuma, won't me fan your application, won't me fan kaho. The only time about media account if you are applying under the long residence, 20-year long residence, then you wait media account. But under the 5-year route, you can't add that. And to once when you have 2.5 years, no, it means to say no, to me a year juma. Now you meet the financial requirement as well. Not just meeting the financial requirement, also meeting a certain threshold. If you are below that threshold, want to mean switchy. So we are above that threshold, to me as switchy. Then we have the E, English language requirement. Either say you have a first degree, which has been certified by ECTIS. Chrome has said English language now one of above or it is equivalent to a UK degree. Then it is acceptable. And now we try English language test level A2 and now B1 or above. Then that is also acceptable. So sign here. Then you meet the relationship, the immigration, the financial, and then the English language. And you have to also show that you meet the accommodation. And it shouldn't lead to overcrowding. Under Part X and Part 10 of the Housing Act in the UK, 1 room is for 2 people, 2 rooms for 3 people, 3 rooms for 5 people, 4 rooms for 7.5 people, and on and on and on. And a woman, so let me actually say it's enough for you and your child or your partner, then you can switch from the 10 years to the 5-year route. Now, if you are switching from the 10-year as a partner or as a parent to a partner, then you need to meet the financial threshold, which is the £18,600. But if you are switching from the 10-year route as a parent to the 5-year route as a parent, then you need to meet the maintenance requirement. And your financial requirement, only a maintenance requirement. So we need to put a distinction between the maintenance and the financial. Distinction between the maintenance and the financial. The financial is 18,600. The maintenance is you use the income support level under the case of Uvovo and no submissions. No. So once you meet all these requirements, then we can switch you from the 10 years to the 5-year route. No, so. Now, who can switch? Who can switch? Mebo nipa mienu miensa bi a obetimi a switch so. First is sir, anybody who is on the 10-year spouse route can switch to the 5-year spouse route. So, oh, spouse route, aware na yedi ama 10 years. Ebia wo figure na eba no, you were put on the 10-year spouse route. Udu UK ha, you can switch to the 5-year spouse route if you meet all the requirements under the rules. You can switch to the 5-year spouse route. So, in that case, you have to make a fresh application, and on that basis, you will then be able to switch from the 10-year spouse route to the 5-year spouse route. So that is that. The next category of people who can switch are one. So if you are on a parent 10-year parent route, 10-year parent route, so also you can switch to the 5-year parent route as a parent. So switching from the 10 years route to the 5 years route. And also, no, you have to meet some requirements. Again, the relationship, immigration, financial, English language, and then accommodation as well. You have to prove that you are able to look after yourself and your child or your children without going for benefit. You can't take benefit if you are going to switch to the 5-year route. The reason is, so Uber under the financial requirement Nisua, you have to prove that you are able to look after yourself and your child or your children without taking benefit. Now, set OG benefit, it means that you don't have enough funds to look after yourself, let alone look after your child or your children. In that case, you don't meet all the requirements, so you cannot switch. So, set Uya Obi, Ugo Krom ha, you want to 10-year parent route nusu. Now, person switch it to 5-year parent route. It is possible, but you have to meet the requirements and the rules. Now, if you are on the 10-year parent route, na abofra mame eno nso wo 2.5 years nisua, you cannot switch. Let me say it again. If you are on the 10-year parent route and the parent with whom the child is living is not settled, doesn't have indefinite, or doesn't have a British citizenship, but they have 2.5 years, then you cannot switch to the 5-year parent route. One parent must be settled. One parent must have indefinite. One parent must have British citizenship. So if both parents are on 2.5 years, then you cannot switch from the 10-year route to the 5-year route. To switch from 10 to 5, one of the parents must be settled in the UK. If either of you is settled or neither of you is settled, then one parent cannot switch to the 5-year route based on that child. And to ensure a honor is very, very carefully. So a spouse 10-year route can switch to the spouse 5-year route. A parent 10-year route can switch to the parent 5-year route, or the parent 5-year route, 10-year route can also switch to a partner 5-year route. Example, Abia Uwo, you want to 10-year route nisu, based on the fact that Uba a British citizen. So say no, when you have 2.5 years now, when you have a friend of mine, I worry. Some worry you are about to make your application to switch from the 10-year route as a parent to the 5-year route as a partner. Switch from 10-year route as a parent to 5-year route as a partner. That is doable. We've done it so many times, and the success rate is through the roofs. So that can be done. So let's bear that. Or you can move from 10-year route partner to 5-year route partner, or 10-year route parent to 5-year route partner, or 10-year route parent to 5-year route parent. All these combinations can be made, and ubenya for 5 years to be in the UK. You amount 2.5 years, yeah, for 5 years, 9 months once, amount 2.5 years, and after the 2.5 years, another 2.5 years, total of 5 years. Now when you indefinite leave. So instead, set but not 10-year route nisu, 8-year application fee. Every time away application piano, you are better off switching from the 10 years to the 5 years. After 5 years, you get your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Another category of people who can switch are sɛ woyɛ obi a wɔ UK ha, ebi a yare nti anaa bibi nti na wayɛ application. Yɛahwɛ w'asetena mu, yɛsi oh, sɛnea nneɛma te no, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛma w'asetena. So you've been given 2.5 years outside of the immigration rules, 2.5 years outside the rules. So Sanetia, it is possible sɛ woba ne yɛ British a wo nso betumi aswitch from the 2.5 years outside the rules, Article 8, to a parent route 5 years. And this you have to remain on the 10-year route outside the rules all the time. But you can switch to a parent 5 years, or you switch to a partner 5 years. That is doable. Now I chop the 10 years into two. Instead of now for 10 years, what now for 5 years, you go for indefinite. And then after, you can work towards your British citizenship. So that option is also there for you. Another category of people who can also switch from the 10 years to the 5 years, to the private life rule nusu. Private life rule nusu. And you'll be awaiting Kroma for 20 years. Private life. Appendix PL. Why application? Yamau 2.5 years, because what now have for 20 years. Set 1% another 10 years and sana wanya indefinite. Then you can also switch from the 10-year private life rule to 5 years as a person in the UK. You can switch from the 10 years rule, 10 years live to be here as a parent or as a private person, private life, 20 years, to the 5 years as a parent or 5 years as a partner. In that case, it is doable. And yes, sir, you have to be here 10 years on top of your 20 years. Now you're 30 years and so now you're indefinite leave. At least you can reduce it from 30 years to 25 years, not when you're indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So this is also available for people who are on the private life route in the SU. You can switch from the 10 years to the 5 years as a parent or as a partner. That option is there for you as well. Another category of people who can switch are students. So, from her as a student, na kind of say student visa su na ebia wako school nyame akyewade ana nyame adom wako hia oba fefefe ewo uni ho oba na British citizen and now indefinite leave to remain. And anya school numpo ebia you are on holidays. During the holiday time, job kakra we share beautiful lady bi ewo adwuma mu ho na ono nso hwewa we a gentleman and we a lady or so. In fact, I think we can roll out together. Na kakra, relationship starts, relationship continues, relationship solidifies, and you marry. Samuwari pet. In that case, you can apply to switch from your student rule, the student visa, to a spouse visa. Again, you go straight on the 5-year route. You are switching from the student rule, student visa, to the 5-year rule as a parent or as a partner. So students can also switch from student route to 5-year partner route, or student route to 5-year parent route, or a skilled worker route as well. You can also switch to that provision as well. So yes, that is also available to people who want to switch in that category. You can switch. It is possible to switch if you are a student and you want to switch to the spousal route. You can switch. You can switch. So that is that. Now another category of people who can switch. Yeah, skilled labor. I think I've mentioned that skilled labor you can switch, and of course, those who are on the human rights, private life, you can also switch as well. So let's take note of that. Men for another 10 years after you've spent 20 years, or so we are students. If you are in a genuine relationship, you can always switch to the spousal route, and of course, you'll be able to get your stay in the UK here. So these are some of the options available for persons to switch. You can switch from the student route, you can switch from the partner route, you can switch from a parent route, from Article 8, human rights, you can switch from the private life 10-year route or any other route to the 5-year route. After 5 years, when you are sitting at UK. So these are the options available. I want to put it out. So Obi, in this category, it will save you money, it will save you time. Not wait to me, I'll switch to the route which will make your settlement quicker for you than being on it for 10 years. Now, every time you make an application, you'll be paying over £2,600 to the Home Office. £2,600 at least for one application. So if you have to apply 3 times, just multiply 2,600 by 3. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I would advise you, if you can switch, you can switch. Please switch and save yourself money and also save yourself some time. Thank you very much. DJ, sir, who are questions here? We can look at it. So question be anywhere, then I can go on my topic for today.
Questions in the so I think sir, go on your topic, we are near boom question time. It's so share SBTV Africa, so now I think we'll be joining a very important program. But the brain I am a we are no much. We are back with Bisa connection man. Makasa, who we are better not say. We are the only my ye Jessica, as all got in book no tia, not show. But we, Menina, and all travel free. Person will be. And then also there, Ebia, but Ebia be or down for be, and Bibisa or he has information. Very important. But Ghana for the do no mumpe. Mana go share the atem will be gidi so kind. You know that connection. But when they say anyway, what question be about so be sana. So betimi type here, comment section type it. Wo se untimi type so a o hwe screen so a me the numbers be to so edaso sisi a your voice note o question about say brief me go kasa tenten 2 hours 1 hour 30 minutes no 1 minute brief question be about so be sana go straight na be sana do timer question time mebo ma ye nyina yetie na we you are no answer enti lawyer battle to so question time do a member back
Mate, DJ Nyame, you are the man. Right, so I'll go to the topic for today. How to bring your children from Ghana or from anywhere in the world to the UK. Now, set outside the UK. Now, in any of these categories, can you bring your children? The answer will depend on what you are on and how you can make such an application. So, Mecca about the possible rules now that apply and how you can make the application. The first one is so we are British citizen now outside the UK. The question is, can you bring your child to the UK? The answer is yes. In fact, yeah, this topic on its own. I don't see, I'm not going to go too much into detail on that because so we are British, while we are outside the UK, it is possible for you to bring your child to join you in the UK as a British citizen. And it's a application been which year almost £3,600 to bring your child to the UK. You have the right to apply for your child to come to the UK straight away based on the fact that you are a British citizen and your child was born outside the UK. We have done that topic, and so I won't spend too much time on that. The other one is that Sir Ukra indefinite leave to remain. And now what British again, but Ubani young one were outside, yeah, one our UK ha. Say Ubani were UK ha. Sorry, who were UK ha, but Ubani one were Ghana. Yes? Let me put it this way. You are here, you have indefinite leave to remain, or you have a British citizenship. Now, your child was born in Ghana before you came to the UK. If you are now what secondary school, no. Now we a bad boy and a bad girl kakra and na yeah. And sana uba krumha. Once I do krumha no, it is possible for you to apply to bring your child to the UK as long as your child is under 18 years old. Sa application no uba under paragraph 297I of the immigration rules. Paragraph 297I of the immigration rules. Now, so we'll share the immigration rules now. There are different provisions. We have paragraph 297I, we have A, we have B, C, D, E, F. And under that, we have different breakdowns. So I'm going to take my time and look at it step by step by step. Now, the first one. Okay, sorry. So we'll share the provision under paragraph 297. Paragraph 297. IA. It says both parents are present and settled in the United Kingdom. This application says we here yebema abofrano indefinite leave to come to the UK. And yet 2.5 years maybe yebema indefinite leave straight away now with the about UK. Yebema abofrano indefinite leave into all by no okra indefinite leave to enter, not 2.5 years and not the peace the NB. Straight away indefinite leave to enter the UK. And that comes under paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. A. Both parents are present and settled in the UK. Se maame no wo krom ha, papa no so wo krom ha. Omo na ewo indefinite, or baku British and baku indefinite. It is also possible, sir, you wait my application, I'm afraid, now about come on sa ewo krom ha. Remember, the child has to be under 18 years old. Very important. Mehubia, papa no say, watina krom ha for 20 years. And Sanonya na sitina, wanko Ghana within the 20 years. Nansu oseni bano, edi 18 years. Now maybe son say, papa, ebani saying, where we fi Ghana 20 years ago, wanko Ghana, ebani saying uba. Usu won't Ghana already 18 years, already under 18 years, and no, it's not possible. In this application, no, men famine sa enka. And the sanko back near as I said, we should share the money ye no, because she should be na some bra. Ye ever share says, be ever co year, ever co ye, uncle yen swa. Set and run and mount choir, and ya idea, yes application. And the calculations are very, very important. Interesting. Another one, Ensu Baye, Obadu Krom Hano, Anudia is totally not related to this. Obadu Krom Hano, or do Krom Ha 7 months, or say, Yawo Niba, Nibana Yawo no, Abufrano, Nyinsa near 11 months, Nansu, 7 months or Nubadu Hano, or say, Oba, ni maame nyim ye 9 months ansa ne ye wo no na mbisa nse 7 months a wo bae no eba ne san na wo hye nyense ansa ne ye wo abofra no na osio na maame no oba Ghana at the time ye calculations no pepepe na maame no was in Ghana at the time of the conception ansa na onuba nti bibi say no there was no problem at all. So let's also be mindful of that. Now going back to paragraph 297, both parents must be in the UK. Now paragraph 297IB, and you see both parents are being admitted on the same occasion for settlement. It is a papa no, any maame no, any abofra no nyinaa na ɛreba on the same occasion for settlement. In that case, it is also possible to come with your child or with your children who are coming with you for settlement to the UK at the same time. And that comes under paragraph 297IB. That is where the application will have to be made. The other option is paragraph 297IC. And you see, one parent is present and settled in the United Kingdom, and the other parent is being admitted on the same occasion for settlement. Example, papa no wɔ kurom ha, maame no na ɛreba, enti maame no ne abofra no betumi aba on the same occasion to settle in the UK. One parent is present and settled in the UK, and the other parent is coming with the child on the same occasion to settle in the UK. In that case, it is possible to come with the child. Maame nsi so biom, sɛ papa no wɔ kurom ha, ana maame no wɔ kurom ha, ɔwɔ asetena, ɔwɔ settlement, ne ba no wɔ Ghana, ne kunu wɔ Ghana, ana ne yere no wɔ Ghana, na sɛ papa no ne maame no ɛne abofra no ɛba, and no, it's possible to come with the child on the same occasion as the parent that is coming, the other parent. So one parent is present and settled in the United Kingdom, and the other parent is being admitted on the same occasion with the child. So that option is also available. Then the other one is paragraph 297IE. And you see, one parent is present and settled in the UK, and the other parent is dead. In other words, papa no na wɔ kurom ha, or indefinite, and are a British citizen. Now, so the abofra the other parent, the mommy and papa no, the other one has passed away with him. So sana etia, then you need to prove the VIA friend is so. You need to prove the VIA friend. You have to provide a death certificate to support the application. I just say, I'm in Amiwokrom, me a British. This is my passport, or I am settled. This is my passport. This is my biometric residence permit. I have indefinite. The child's mother has passed away, and this is the birth certificate. Or the child's father has passed away, and this is a death certificate. So, what do you count one? Now, yes, application now. There's a huge chance that Abofrano, indefinite leave to enter the UK straight away without any problems. However, the other option is paragraph 297IE. 297IE. In say one parent is settled in the UK and who has sole responsibility. Sole responsibility in say the other parent is alive in Ghana or anywhere else, but is not involved in the child's life. You make all the major decisions about the child. The child's feeding, ne duane, ne ntarehyem, ne school home, hospital, religious life, social life. Every aspect of the child's life is governed, and decisions about that child's life is taken by you, the parent who is in the UK. So before the child will seek admission, you were the parent who called the school to seek for admission for the child. And then the school will have to write a letter and say, Madam so and so is the parent of this child, and she called the school to seek admission for this child. And we are in contact with her all the time. Whatever decisions that are made regarding this child, she gives consent and approval before any decision is made. In that case, you have proved that you have sole responsibility for the child. Very important. You have sole responsibility for this child. That is important. Secondly, already letter from the hospital. And the letter from the hospital or the clinic must also testify to the fact that you are the parent who make all the major decisions. So Abofraniba Hospital for treatment, they call you or you call them to give consent before the child is treated. Without your consent, that child is not treated. Without your approval, that child is not given any medical treatment. Again, that shows that you are the parent who make all the important decisions, particularly when it comes to the health of the child. And no sa letter no e support sa application. Very important. Asɔre nso ready letter to confirm sampa before whoever krom ha no na woni abofra no kra na eba asɔre. And the father or the mother has never been known in the child's life. And to Wono, you are the only parent that they know. And I won't so you call to check on the child's attendance of church services and the role the child plays in the church. Now, if you can give all these letters to support, then of course you are on a very, very strong path towards getting a successful outcome for your child to come and join you in the UK. So that is under paragraph 297IE. You need to prove BBI sole responsibility. Without the sole responsibility, you cannot succeed. You cannot succeed in that application under 297IE. The E is pretty difficult. Proving sole responsibility is quite difficult. That is why you have to ensure that you do your application, you provide all the necessary supporting documents to support the application, and then you have a very great chance of your child coming to join you in the UK. The other one is paragraph 297IF. I know actually said one parent or a relative is present and settled in the UK or been admitted on the same occasion for settlement, and there are serious and compelling family or other considerations which make exclusion of the child undesirable, and suitable arrangements have been made for the child's care. This is a mouthful of English language. Near is a parent and a relative. The relative can be an auntie, can be an uncle. And now, so the situation more Ghana, there are serious and compelling family situations. And nonti abofra ntime enko so now. And nonti na ese abofra no eba. Serious and compelling family situations. It can be medical situation. Yeah, it can be medical situation. It can be some other domestic abuse situation, or maybe some other situation which makes the child's life to be endangered if they continue to remain in the country. Maybe female genital mutilation or something of the sort, or some family situation which makes it very difficult for the child's life to be lived or be led peacefully in Ghana. So, application. In this case, almost a parent or a relative. So, an uncle, an auntie can also make this application for a child that is under 18, but they have to prove that there are serious, compelling family considerations, which makes it that the exclusion of the child will be undesirable, and you've made arrangements for the child to be taken care of in the UK. If that is the case, then you will be able to apply. You've made arrangement for the child to be taken care of in the UK, or the children to be taken care of in the UK. So these are all options that you can employ to bring a child to the UK under paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. Where no Sau pass here, indefinite leave to enter straight away. Indefinite leave to enter the UK. Then me apply for British citizenship depending on how old the child is and how long they have to be here for them to be eligible for their British citizenship. So that is a very good option. Then you have to look at other things. Mika said the child has to be under 18 years. The child must not be living an independent life. So with 17, nanso ono ate ne ho, wate ne ho, ono a waware ana our girlfriend, ono antini papa nchen, antini mama nchen, ana obi anhwe na. That it means that that child is living an independent life. Sabo fra no enya de a obetime edi na abakrom ha. Nanso ukọ application form no so na ebisa wo se abofra no ono anete ne ho so ana wo se an and they send information na wo di ma wo no eno se na wo begina e de aye decision at the amount. So that is something you also have to be mindful of. The child must not be living an independent life. Then you can parent now what you can accommodate the child. You can prove that the accommodation 5 people, etc., etc., etc. If you can meet all of this, then you are able to apply for the child to come and join you in the UK. Now,
hold on, you call off, but we don't realize it. Move on, China. Omo announce dumso. Nti yenim say Ghana omo announce dumso. ECG say omo ye some maintenance binti. Ye ha na ye life ya na eko off. Na just say eko so genset. Nti move on, ye call off kakra se mu notice ya. Em say lawyer dey be wan hwe no kasasa gum na off.
Me who say we ni call
Nti see you su genset ye gina so ba ya back move on, nti lawyer to so free baby a you cut it call off. Maybe I know be misses our partner.
Okay, me that say, DJ, you are top of the range. Doom Sobakra, you are still solid. Okay, and see, I'll just quickly run through the whole thing. Niamika in the first said, both parents are present and settled in the UK under paragraph 297 IA. Both parents are present and settled in the UK. Paragraph 297 IB. One parent is in the UK and the other parent is coming with the child. And also, you can apply for the child to come with you. Then paragraph 297 IC, one parent is present and settled in the UK and the other parent is being admitted on the same occasion for settlement. Again, it's possible. Paragraph 297 ID, I into bracket D, one parent is here, the other parent is dead. You need death certificate and all the other supporting documents to support the application. You have to do that. Then paragraph 297 IE, one parent is dead. So one parent is in the UK, the other parent is alive. But you, the parent in the UK, you have BBI sole responsibility. 297 is the proof that one parent is here in the UK, is a British citizen, and the other parent is in Ghana or anywhere else, but they do not have any connection with the child. So uko kanse papa no ana maame no ana abofra no e woni papa nchen a endie wa na wodi sign information no to home as is supposed to be. The decision will be made based on that case, or the information you provide is what they will decide the application on. So that is that aspect. And then paragraph 297 IE, so responsibility. And so it's just when I share with the school come, ni didium, ni hospital come, ni yarisem, bibia, ni intarishem, ni nam for firm, sorry, when I hear all the decisions that relate to the child's welfare, well-being, upbringing, safeguarding, when I hear bibia. So let me try, then of course, you are able to apply for the child to join you here under paragraph 297. I said the child has to be under 18 years old. Very, very important. The child has to be under 18 years old. Secondly, the child must not be living an independent life. They must not be leading an independent life. They must not be married. They must not have a family of their own. In that case, you are able to apply for them. If they are married, they are living an independent life, they have a family of their own, then you cannot bring that child to the UK to join you because they are a family unit of their own. So that is that. Then you must be able to accommodate the child. You must have enough accommodation for that child. You must prove that there is sufficient accommodation for that child. There must be enough accommodation for that child. So that is that. And then you will be able to maintain the child adequately without going for benefit. If you go for benefit, that defeats the purpose. So you have to prove that you are able to maintain yourself without going to the government to give you money to look after your child. You should be able to look after your child without asking the government for money to look after your child. So that is what they don't want. So you have to prove that you are able to show that you have enough funds, you work, you earn enough to look after yourself and your child. If that is the case, then the application has a very high chance of succeeding in that case. Now, the other aspect, the other law, paragraph 297. Paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. And no, is what I have just spoken about. There is another provision now, but me so di wuba abakrom ha. And here, Appendix FM section EC-C. I mean, kebium. Appendix FM section EC-C. And no, the parents are wokrom ha no. Papa no anamame na wokrom ha no. We need British citizenship. We need settled. We need British passport. We need indefinite leave. But ukra 2.5 years. So ukra 2.5 years, still no, a possible set over to me wubana. Our Ghana, a diaba, ababeka ukrum ha. Ukra 2.5 years. And no, we application under paragraph 297. Under Appendix FM section EC-C, entry clearance as a child. And no, you can make that application there for your child to join you in the UK. The requirements is set under Appendix FM section, EC-C, I11A, paragraph Appendix FM section EC-C 1.1A. It says the child must be outside the UK. The applicant must be outside the UK. That means the law is confusing sometimes. So sometimes reading it out is a bit difficult. Appendix FM section EC-C 1.1A. The child has to be outside the UK, not in the UK. Outside the UK. Secondly, they must make a valid application. Obviously, you will by all means make an application for the child, so that is not a problem. Then the child must not fall for refusal on the suitability grounds. The child does not have any criminal record, has not been sentenced, is not deported, has not been subject to deportation. The Secretary of State has not made any express statement that this child should be excluded from the UK. Then you meet the suitability requirement. And also under section EC-C D, it says you must meet all of the eligibility requirements. Now, eligibility requirements is that at the date of, that is Appendix FM section EC-C 1.1. Appendix FM section EC-C 1.1. The whole lecture said the child must be under 18 years. Remember, we are not talking about paragraph 297. We are talking about paragraph Appendix FM. There are two laws, paragraph 297 and Appendix FM. Appendix FM, the parent has 2.5 years, not indefinite, not British, 2.5 years. In that case, the child again must be under 18 years old. The child must not be married or in a civil partnership. Civil partnership is same sex. The child must not be married or in a civil partnership. The child must not have formed an independent life. And that is an independent life. It will not work for the child. And again, two form and also the decision in that case. And then you also have to show that the child who is in the UK, the parent that is in the UK is married to the child's parents in the UK. In that case, you don't have to show sole responsibility. Assuming the two parents are here, one parent, both parents have 2.5, limited leave to remain. If that child is coming, you don't have to show sole responsibility. But if only one parent is here and the parent that is here is married to another person who is not the child's parent, then you, the mother or the father who is here, you have to show sole responsibility, like I have mentioned earlier. Quite confusing, I believe, but I think we'll get there. So the parents, let's say the mother is here. The mother has 2.5 years to be here. The mother has 2.5 years. She is married to somebody else, but the person to whom she is married is not the father or the mother of the child that is in Ghana. In that case, the mother who is here must show that she has sole responsibility. Again, school letter, hospital letter, care, the person who is caring for the child's letter, a letter from the pastor or the priest, the church the child attends, the letter from the person who, the legal guardian. You need all of this to support the fact. The parent who is here must also prove that they are able to look after the child without going for benefit. Here, as I say, yachrim kakra, se, maame na wo krom ha, se wawari obi, onu di anya ni 2.5 years, and no dear, the requirement to be 18,600 pounds plus 3,800 pounds for the child that is coming. Mame si subiom. Se mame na wo krom ha, no onya na sitina 2.5 years. Based on ne kunu awaware no. Se sa na tia, and yet they have to meet the financial threshold, which is the 18,600 plus 3,800 for the child. Nanso, se mame na wo krom ha, onya ni 2.5 years based on niba oya British citizen. Enya ware o, but based on niba oya British citizen. So sanity and the 18,600 does not come in. 18,600 does not come in. What comes in is the maintenance requirement under the case of Uvovo. You have to go there, look at it. I think one child is around 77 pounds 30p or so. They do the calculation. It keeps changing. Once you calculate the number of children that are coming, the amount you earn a month, and then you do the calculation, how much is needed for a child, times 4 weeks, times the number of children, plus your rent and your council tax. With that, you are able to meet the threshold. Then you get me application amount of Frano and wait me about a Chroma. So these are some of the options that you can apply for a child that is in the UK, that is outside the UK, outside the UK, to join you here in the UK as a parent who is having a British citizenship. You have indefinite leave to remain, or you have limited leave to remain. It's also possible to apply for a child if you are an EU national. You are a EU national, you are in the UK. Your child is, your ward is 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, as long as you can prove that you are responsible for them. In that case, you can apply. The EU one, I'll take a look at it, God willing, next week. I'll take it step by step by step. If we haven't treated that already, I'll look at it next week. And the DJ, generally, these are the options a person can use to bring their child from Ghana to the UK. So if you have questions, we are more than happy to respond to the questions. Thank you.
Okay. Great man, Lawyer Wisdom Akao, said every Friday is be at 5:30. All this church we bring. Questions be many voice notes kakra, but the number sent to screen so me say more amount in type no. Or the short voice notes so be say question me voice notes. But let's start with questions now our comment section no. We are now my voice notes kakra me say aka. Into lawyer my go straight to questions via our screens no so our comment section now once okay and you take away from I be more shout out near there but shout out in the near there between akai yen share Justice Aqua. Okay, let me take it away.
Okay, hello, Mr. Justice Aqua. It says, I am here again to learn how I can also bring my 15-year-old son to also join me within 1 to 2 years. Thank you for the education and travel advice you always. Thank you. All right, Mr. Aqua. Sir, Ubana Ewo, with 15 years old, that is perfect. One kasano say who say asitna be na who British passport citizenship are perfect. Who are indefinite possible. Who 2.5 years nso possible. So we are EU national nso it is possible. Say Ubano ebeba. But there are some few things. So who 2.5 years and na maka no say ne maame any krom ha so responsibility bebem. As I said, we application under appendix FM section EC-C. Then you meet the requirements. If you meet the requirements, obetumi aba UK ha. So let me say it again. Sene maame any krom ha, you need to show sole responsibility. Sene maame ewo krom ha, na so our sit now, then of course it makes it easier. You can show say if you're married to the mother, it makes life a lot easier. If you're not married to the mother, again, you can prove sole responsibility. Plus, we argue under Article 8. The child is under 18 years, the child is 15 years old, you don't have any problems. You take letters from the school, take letter from the hospital, take letter from the church, take letter from the person who is looking after the child. The content of that letter is very important. And yes, I'm the castle. Abofran Oko school, therefore, give them visa to join their parent. That letter won't go anywhere. The content of the letter is very, very important. Yendia, you were the content. We know how to arrange it. Ne dia mawo oma school no and a hospital no na oma hweso no ma join pepepe senior as I say no template wo ho your guidelines wo ho I say so much sure. So far all the ones we've used we've been successful because we address all the points that are to be addressed. So Mr. Aqua, it is possible to bring your child depending on whichever route you're on. So when you're sitting up then that is not possible. But if you have any sort of leave, then it is possible for your child to join you here in the UK. Sister Coast, is it Sanctuary? Okay, I hope I pronounced it well. Please, what about someone that has 10 years route and has renewed their visa for 3 times? Please, can this reach to get indefinite? Now, unfortunately, say, 10-year route nisu. Now, why only 3 times? Then there is no need for you to switch to 5 years because so switch here, you still have to do 5 years. Until when you're 7.5 years, or you're in the you've done 5 years already, then please don't switch. Don't switch. You'll be wasting money. Don't switch. Keep your money. We track 10 years, no you are, then you can go for your indefinite. You cannot go straight for indefinite if you have already done 7.5 years. Please wait for the last 2.5 years. You've done a total of 10 years. When you do a total of 10 years, you go for indefinite. So let me say it again. Do not switch if you've already done 5 years. Do not switch. There is no point to switch because you'll be doing 5 years again anyway. So just carry on the route on which you are, and you will be fine. Amazing Grace. Yes, it's one of the topics I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to talk about the EU nationals and adoption. EU nationals and adoption. These two I have left for next week. I've left for next week. Yes, you can adopt a child from Ghana and bring them to the UK. So I'll just touch on it briefly. A few years ago, so person we adoption. Yes, so we call Ghana, identify a child, one the situation, you see this child, what Nagana Kakram, the social services department of social welfare, they'll get to know you. I'm gonna prepare a report for you, and on that basis, we the call court, who a lawyer, we the call Ghana, court measure, or tie or some, or tie social welfare for some after all the reports. I'm just summarizing everything. Now, Amudi, Abufrano, Asha Wunsase, Wabaya Abufrani Papa, and Animami.
Videos na see you in no. Sorry.
Okay. Unfortunately, a few years down the line, situations changed because we read in the news that a binomo adoptee and mufrabi ediom call some other countries. Now omo molestium, and now they were not treating the children well. and nonte UK SSN Imra so adoption from anywhere outside the UK, a friend of foreign adoption, as a set we shall see if UK ha. In that case, you have to have contact with an adoption agency in the UK. As I said, they will take you through the process step by step by step. And now you contact your council, the local council now woman. So Hackney, you contact the Hackney Council. So let's say Westminster, you contact the Westminster Council. Or Southwark, you contact that council. Wherever you are, you contact the council. They will link you to an adoption agency or the department that relates to adoption. Then they will take you through the steps. Kakra. Then you obtain BB and your friend a certificate of eligibility. With the certificate of eligibility, you will then be able to adopt from outside the UK. They'll prepare an adoption pack and all those things for you. It is expensive. You would be spending not less than £15,000 for a child. Not less than £15,000 to go through the process from step to step. And your lawyer Nisika, but the adoption process now, I'm going to prepare reports now, your medical report, the adoption pack, the certificate of eligibility from the Department for Education, and all these things will cost you a lot of money. Then you go to Ghana, and after the adoption in Ghana, you apply for the child to join you. So the question is, can you adopt? And the answer is yes, you can adopt, but the process is quite cumbersome and it is quite expensive. But once you are determined the child's life is more important than how much money you have to pay, you can still go through the process of adoption to bring the child to the UK. DJ. Hussein Ishmael. My wife came last week as a dependent visa, but my BRP will expire on August. Because of that, they said she will not be given a BRP. I am about to switch to a working visa. Can she get a BRP when I get the working visa? Yes, once you get your working visa, I don't know why they didn't give her, maybe the time is so short. Once you get a working visa or you switch to the tier 2 route, then she can switch with you. Then she would also be able to get the BRP. The same way as you have, they will normally put the expiry dates on the same date as yours. They will put hers on the same date as yours because she's dependent on you. She's dependent on you. So whatever date you have, that's the same date she would also have as well. So yes, you can apply for her. Once you switch, she can switch along with you. Alex Kwapong Jr. Hello, Mr. Kwapong. I said, my question is, what if you are on a work visa and have 5 years to leave? Can you bring your children under 18 years? Yes, there is the option for dependent children. Your spouse, your wife, your children can also join you here if you are on a work visa, on a tier 2 visa. Dependence, the law allows your children, your partner to join you here in the UK as dependents. So that is possible. You just need to meet the financial threshold. There's some amount of money you need to show for each person, yourself, and again, they will be able to join you once you're here on a tier 2 skilled worker visa route and you have the COS, which allows you to work. They can join you here in the UK. Thank you, Mr. Alex Kwapong.
Okay, so Blair, where are you?
Me Pacho may with the questions.
Okay, yanko voice notes. Number 2 screen is almost a few voice notes. Be a Mr. Kawa, I mean, Bobina. Say, but no confirm. I'm say we okay, or then we take it from there.
Hello, DJ Nyame. And then like wisdom. Good evening. But my question is, at the moment, me partner and me small girl be your temporary accommodation, council temporary accommodation. Na ye pese kofa ye small boy we wo fie eba. Na pese who say since I take council temporary accommodation, no, will it in any way a bit more affect yen? Say ye dia bofra ni betimi amba na say ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtu kɔpɛyɛ dan ansa na yɛtumi de abɔfra no aba.
Yeah.
My last question. Patron mpɛ sɛ mehu sɛ wowɔ 2.5 years based on your child under what circumstance na bɛtumi akɔgye 5 years route no based a parent route no bi.
Okay, Lawyer, over to you.
Thank you. The first one is council temporary accommodation. The issue more is about the space or the number of rooms in the temporary accommodation. As long as baby take and set the number of rooms is enough, or the number of rooms are enough for them to live there without leading to overcrowding, then that should not be a problem. Because Sabofrane Ba, baby Amuteno, a hona ononsu ababetna. Because one room is for 2 people. Now, when we say room, we are talking about living room as well. Into a 1 bedroom plus living room, and that is 2 rooms. 2 rooms. Into a 2 bedrooms and 1 living room, that is 3 rooms. So 1 room is for 2 people, 2 rooms, 3 people, 3 rooms, 5 people. So if they have, let's say, 2 bedrooms plus a living room, and it is a temporary council accommodation, that is 3 rooms. And if it's only 3 of them there, then if your child comes, it will still be 4 of you, which is still enough accommodation without leading to overcrowding. So that shouldn't be a problem. Question number 2. So what 2.5 years limited leave to remain based on a child? How can you switch to the 5-year route? First of all, we need to know, set Abofrano or when and now when I need to know that. Number 2, Abofrano Mame or no British and now indefinite and now also 2.5 years nibi. So let me look at the scenarios. Set who were 2.5 years. That's Abofrano Mame so 2.5 years. You can't switch. You can't. Because one of you must be settled. So if you have 2.5 years, the mother of the child also has 2.5 years. None of you is settled. You cannot switch. You cannot. But if you have 2.5 years, the child is living with the mother, and the mother is settled. The child is a British citizen, or the child has indefinite, then you are able to switch by applying under the rules on the form for appendix. The form is FLRFP, and you take parent route, you switch to that route. Your child who is settled, you have still got connection, or you are still involved in the child's life. In that case, you will be able to apply for yourself to switch from the 10 years to the 5-year route. The child has to be British, settled, or at least 7 years. 2, the child's other parent must be British, settled in the UK, and the child must be living with the child. The child must be living with the parent who is settled. If both parents are not settled, none of you can switch. Thank you.
Okay, so let me take it away.
Yeah, indefinite inshallah, I say entry clearance for indefinite leave to enter for a child. Form Ben idea. Indefinite.
Out here.
Yes. So the forms need to be brave. Go online and enter entry clearance for a child. Now the forms are so many. There are a lot of boxes that you have to take one. And so whole clicky back, it gives you other options that you select. Right now, I'm not able to give you the name of the exact form, but be a Monday. So we'll frame it through the office. I'll go online and see one of the ones we have done and read out for you what it says. And then once you type in that, it will pull out the form for you. But there are different forms. If you are coming to join a parent who is a British, parent who has indefinite leave, parent who has limited leave, parent who is a military person, parent who is on ancestral route, parent who is on, let's say, asylum, different routes, different application form. Monday, call the office line. They will pass it on to me. I'll be able to check and give you the exact form that you have to use for your child to join you in the UK.
Okay, Lawyer Wisdom Akao, Wiseman Solicitors, open so contact now London, Ben Dalston Market. I am my address in the McDonald's nature pay. me my address to the Asha. Me my address on my catch say we are addressing market no more. The address on the amount no some more address na. Anyway, lawyer one answer questions kakayem show we say the talk about everything do ba ni ade so bi so e ba ho na ebia ono no wo Ghana ne ba ho ope we say means obetimi enya easy access obakosra ne ba asin on make papa no papa ne ma me ni ho asin ope we say means obakosra ne ba o ne djuma ye wa ha but on person obakofa sa visa stress ni mu eno so I think say lawyer freezy lawyer I think say lawyer freezy obabaka menene but all the same akabe 15 minutes they are signing out now we nti say open say also be the questions via comment section betimi type ho ne contact na go screens no so no obetimi WhatsApp na now be friend no both mobile ne office line so na every Friday be menene ba say 5:30 to 7 your boy every Friday be you are 5:30 we a live show and two questions and we bisa obetimi so the questions about say untimi type here anytime the number we two screen so no akabe 15 minutes be near signing out untimi type obetimi I have voice note short one mebo ma ono so eyi ano amount so obetimi type so comment section no or the drop questions so mo am share wo Facebook no so no obetimi the questions about lawyer be here no intimate trend so obewa back amene beto so biom no make sure so be like a page no be share and subscribe videos in the SBTV Africa, the voice of the community daily as worldwide so any amount for bebre akasapa videos here the more ones aba ask me who can say videos so after program no betimi share uploads ne the bapa inti make sure say obe recommend your channel nama now for my lawyer back my main picking yeah lawyer freezy kakra.
I'm sorry about that.
And the question now me kind of say and as I'm taking it back you.
People just take it back for me, please.
Now me say obi wo ba ho UK ho na ebi akola no krapo aba ne nche 2 things akola no wo ne nchen na o pese ono ne de ne say because o ba wa ne ba ne British ni no ono no o Ghana passport papa no one ma me ni ho but o mo ba nti o pese easy access as in the bia na oba kwaje visa say me come kwaje visa such case na ben den and at least akola so ho na papa no wa ha o ye na ejuma bi ni ade na o pese ko onye do bia na fe da kwaje visa and so ways men obetimi aye.
Well, yes, there are ways. There is a provision in the immigration rules, with my application to join as a parent to join a child that is a British citizen. Sabufani will come here. There's a provision. With me, I will join in. But no, so it just you have sole responsibility. But who were Ghana? Papa no Ghana, no Mamino were Ghana. How can you prove so responsibility for Abufra or UK? The school come, the DDM, the hospital.
No, Papa, ebi amamene wo ho, Papa no wo ha. Ba Papa no obeso avoid the be submit any amount visa those things, you know.
Okay, in that case, say obey your application for visa now based on the banner only for 2 years or 5 years for a longer period. So the evidence, the documents need solid, na the manner and you wait me about every now and then about the longest period they give is 10 years. And wait me started from 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. In about 5 years, 10 years now, wait me call in and out to see your child without any difficulties. On the other hand, Sabufani wani papa ho, ewa Ghana ho, nase, or to bet me actually say, onuna, BBI, and also Saudi Abufani ba, it is also possible to show that you are coming with a child that is a British citizen to the UK. And no, it's easier to show responsibility because Abufani the Ote chain. But you need to show accommodation. Ubenye Jumaye, English language test now. you don't have to go for benefit to come and look after your child. If you can provide these documentations, then you have a strong chance of coming to join the child or coming to live in the UK with the child. And this now you can't show so responsibility. Then you need a court order, a UK court order. I say you have access to that child. Anytime you can have access to that child. Again, you need evidence of accommodation, you need evidence of maintenance, you have job, everything. And when you come, you stay, you can join or live with the child financially without any difficulty. So this option.
Wow, you may be a CKBA. Anya de oba be depending on aban no e obetimi arent o dan obetimi awo ojuma bia o ye ade no so
it's possible because we share under the financial requirement nimpoa you can rely on savings, which is cash savings. So that is even for married people. So in the case where you are coming as a parent and you can meet enough, you can show enough of the financial threshold that you have enough money to look after yourself and your child without working or looking for benefit, getting benefit, and also it's a section you can use to, the person can use to make the application.
Okay, all right. So, lawyer, I think, sir, I mean, just a questions be about, questions be about, they are not just say, na agro the day we will be able to okay. Mama shout out to me, shout out, baby, Magla, also greetings, Tilimu. Nelly, shout out to my Michael Money there. So maybe I knew be my lawyer. I will be kind of wrap up.
Yeah, me that say it's here for any of you for now. I am very grateful. They be every Friday. Yeah, bah, ne abesua there. Where they are this year and yet lectures they are this year because your questions come and they will give the answers. They will give the information. So from beginning to end, all the previous videos, you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot. Yeah, and these are all free information you can get to help yourself or to guide yourself in future applications. It's more about education. But of course, we can't exhaust everything over the phone or over this 1 hour, 1.5 hour period. If you need more information, let me have free office line and then we can book you and then we can do telephone consultation or you can come in. If we have to apply for you, we would apply for you. If you want to do your own application, we can guide you as to how to go about it. We can direct you that this is what you have to do, this is what the requirements are, this is what the documentations are. We can discuss this during our consultation. But again, some applications are not a walk through the park. Some applications are very, very complex. Very little things can cause a major disruption, can cause a major refusal, and it can have serious consequences. So, of course, if you want us to help you, let me have friend. Your number is 0208 0165 384. Mesan Sisubium. Office number is 0208 0165 384. If you are calling from the UK, if you're from outside the UK, it is +44 2080 165 384. My mobile number is 079 31 411 042. 079 31 411 042. Lawyer Francis number, let me see if I can get it for you. Lawyer Francis Bosompem, the number 079 4677 2439. Lawyer Francis Bosompem, 079 4677 2439. Ena yewo Nana, Lawyer Nana Amua, Ononso, the number Lawyer Nana Amua, OMOA. The number is 077 37 57 2905. 077 37 57 2905. Message Subium 077 37 57 2905. And then we have Rosemary, Lawyer Rosemary. And also the number Rosemary. The number Okay, it's 07719 564411. 07719 564411. 07719564411. And don't any your numbers. Feel free, call us, book appointments, come through, and then we were more than happy to support you.
Yeah, but who's a finna last minute phone so they want to be about to the two questions. May I pick you the answer when I am going.
Okay, Ruth Owusu. Hi, Ruth. I'll say I'm a Ghanaian and have a Brazilian passport which helped to visit the UK for 6 months. Want to stay permanently in the UK, what will be the process? The process of staying permanently in the UK is either you come in as a skilled worker, tier 2 skilled worker, you'll be given 2 years and then later 5 years, 2 years and later 3 years, total of 5 years, or 3 years and later 2 years, a total of 5 years as a skilled worker. You get your indefinite, you live here permanently. Or if you are coming as a spouse, that will be under Appendix FM, Section EC-P. As a partner to come to the UK, you need to meet the relationship, the immigration, the financial, and also the English language requirements, and of course the accommodation requirement. Unfortunately, if you're in the UK as a visitor, you cannot switch to the partner route. You have to go out and then come back in as a partner. That is the option. Alternatively, if again you have a child, if you give birth to a child in the UK and the child is a British citizen, then you will be able to apply based on your child. Or if you marry and your partner is a British, or they have indefinite, or they have 2.5 years and there is a child involved, then you can apply again genuinely. All these things have to be genuinely supported with the evidence, and the relationship will have to be proved to be genuine. Once all these requirements are satisfied, I can assure you, you'll get your stay in the UK permanently. OHEL TV, what is a financial threshold before you get a visa? Right? Financial threshold, I think I've looked at it, but next week I'll look at it again. Who needs to meet the financial threshold? What is the difference between financial threshold and then the maintenance threshold? These are the things I'm going to talk about next week. We'll look at the financial and then we'll look at the maintenance next week. Financial threshold for marriage, £18,600 a year. That is before tax. As I said, we work 18,600 pounds. And yes, as a Canada account more, Davy. But you show pay slip suit, you show P60 suit, Sikana Ebamuno, more than 18,600, at least 18,600, and only financial threshold. And then the other one, your maintenance, I don't know, calculation, Mayamo. So we'll look at that, and then I can advise you as to what to do. It depends on the route on which you are coming. That helps us to know whether you meet the financial threshold or you meet the maintenance threshold. There are some people who don't have to meet the financial threshold. They only have to meet the maintenance threshold. They are people like somebody who is having a disability living allowance, they have carers allowance, they are receiving PIP, personal independent payments, etc., etc. I'll look at that also, who are excluded or who are exempt. We'll look at that, then we will be able to carry on from there. So, but simple and short, financial threshold for marriage or for spouses is £18,600 before tax. Not the money in your account, not your closing balance, but how much you earn a year before tax. Thank you very much.
Nice one, the Lawyer Wisdom Akao Wiseman Solicitors. That's a pass. All the teachings every Friday be at 5:30 to 7. Mama share so there will be SBTV Africa France. Yeah, that one say. Mon contact no the numbers na screen so no office line and then the WhatsApp number to meet me a contact no. Na me ado next week. Obeba, mo be join here. You fit DJ nya me that one say mo share make sure say you ba live and na say share programs na obe share ama onam for na obi so share na share because we ade be boa pepe ebe bo ankofo ebi mo ha omo ntie we sese na de bia meka no obako tie confusion fo no pe bia e ko ntokwa wo na we di we atem na we di we atem yeah say confusion we are no abe message you no wa say chale any say connection no one say oh chale dey akere me ye dey ha your programs dey addition ti wonye ready so ba be suen bibi dia oh hu your channel na obaga say mempe because people be a e ba ko to see negative na we are yewe na we are na just say no nothing dey come here e be no anyway me na wan say me do bia some show SBTV Africa from DJ Nyame daily also worldwide #1 show a boss of new video as me know can say releasing new videos about 4 and 90 we will be on tap subscribe here. You don't know what is happening. My Thursday. So tap subscribe, like it, share my own new number join. You person me show you be and they be my numbers on screen so just WhatsApp me and answer send me voice to so be. Madam production team as DJ Click Sharon and Atina. Mo have a lovely weekend. Videos in there from a China videos to Sunday videos day. SBTV Africa more fire. Concord plane table inter back 16. When we play an engineer 16 pay unless SBTV back before engine back say 1,000 years. Me no can say dum so no am back we frame one mama a timetable but am call fi me adum generator bojuma ti still no ejim anyway me dem say me dey obi asem share wise man solicitors no dey number 2 no comment section bet me contact no mo amhwe nyina Ishmael Hussein Ishmael mo nyina ne obia oma drop a comment bia Amazing Grace ne yaw buesi akon na Tony Boateng Justice akwa mo nyina Pagwesi Ekuma Afari, big shout out to you. When Mikita one, okay, Oscar Pendragon said, Munina Moshe Yamidamase. Ushamu Kruma, Kase Tua. Namajisu Tua. So Tua Makramo. Mekwa.